Check 1 2. It's in the car. 1 second, Tasha. Good morning. Check 1 2.
Good morning, everyone. May I have your attention, please? Welcome to our October 19, 2023 Special Magistrate hearing for the Building Division. If there's anyone who wishes to speak at today's proceedings, please stand and raise your right hand. For those of you who are in line, you can go ahead and raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm to tell the truth at today's proceedings? Yes. Thank you. You all may be seated. At this time, please silence your devices. And our first case is on page 16, Chief George Oliva, property address 475 Southeast 30th Street. Case number BE 211-00100, owner Local Equity 3 LLC. This case was first heard on 2/17/22 to comply by 8/16/22. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $100. Total fines $33,000. The city is requesting to vacate the order from 8/17/23 and reimpose the fines of $1,275. Is there anyone here for 475? Good morning. Oh, one moment, sir. The chief will go first. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Chief George Oliva, on behalf of the city, this case came into compliance, and the city is requesting the fine to be reduced to the administration cost of $1,275.
Okay. I presume you have no objection to that? All right. So that'll be the order. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I just want to make a brief announcement. The acoustics in this room, I don't know. But when you are speaking, please try to do it as low as possible because it picks up on the mic and it will be in the recording because we're actually live on YouTube right now. Thank you. Our next case is on page 17, Chief George Oliva, property address 700 Northwest 57th Place. Owner, Street 702 LLC, ST 700 LLC, and all others. Case number BE 211-10051. This case was first heard on 4/14/22 to comply by 5/26/22. One section complied at $100. Total fines $29,400. The city is requesting to vacate the previous order from 3/16/23 and reimpose fines to $1,275.
Your Honor, George Oliva, on behalf of the city, this case came into compliance, and the city is requesting the administration cost of $1,275.
Okay, you are.
There you go.
Anthony Gondola, and your relationship to the company manager? Okay, so I presume you also are fine with this result?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Thank
ordered.
you, Your Honor.
So ordered.
Our next case, also Chief George Oliva, on page 17, property address 620 Tennis Club Drive, case number BE 2204-0102, owner Tennis Club Tilden Condo Inc. This case was first heard on 9/15/22 to comply by 10/27/22. One section not complied at $100. Total fines. City's requesting to impose the full amount of $17,300, which continues to accrue.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This case is not in compliance, and the city at this moment is requesting the full amount due to the fact that the engineer of record haven't provided me a letter requesting another extension or telling the city that the case is in compliance and the building is safe. So at this moment, the city is requesting the full amount.
Okay, how long has this been pending, Chief?
This case was opened on April 2022.
22.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir. Name and address.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Jeff Green. I'm the attorney. Just to correct the chief, we do have a letter from the engineer requesting 180 days saying the building is safe. We do have a signed contract with the contractor to start performing the work, and we do have a permit application submitted. The permits haven't been issued yet, so the board is on top of it. The delay resulted, unfortunately, the prior board president who was running the association, she passed away. We do have the new board president here today who has been very on top of it. I can present the evidence to you from the engineer saying the building's safe. So what we'd like to do is have a 180-day extension so that the work can start and be hopefully completed in that time before more fines are accruing.
Your Honor, the city rejected that letter because the permit is not issued, and the state law requires to have an open permit with inspection to be able to apply for the 180 days. I already talked to the engineer of record, Greg Batista, and I told him that if he doesn't have an open permit, don't let the people that he's working with to be aware that they can get an extension because they cannot. The law states that has to have a permit open or issue to correct the violation or the repairs required in the 40 years. So the city is requesting the full amount.
What he said, Council.
Correct. We can only rely on our experts. We received the letter from our engineer and have the permit and a contract that can present that to you as well from A+ Contracting to do the work.
No, you've got to satisfy the chief as to what his requirements are because he's under what the Broward County Board of Rules and Appeals requires. He's very strict about it for a good reason, as I'm sure you know. It's for safety. So this has been pending for a long time. I understand that the former president passed away. It doesn't excuse what has to be done clerically to get things done properly. So work with the chief, his department. The fines will continue. If the fines are warranted for possible abatement, there's a process to do that at the end once everything is done. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks for coming down.
Our next case is also Chief George Oliva on page 19.
Oh, man.
Property address 2801 South Andrews Ave. Owner AJ Rentals SFL LLC. William Messia and all others. Case number BE 211-00180. This case was first heard on 3/17/22 to comply by 4/28/22. One section complied at $100. Total fines $48,100. The city is requesting to vacate the order from 7/20/23 and reimpose fines to $1,275.
Joshua Oliva, on behalf of the city, this case came into compliance, and the city is requesting for the fine to be reduced to the administration cost of $1,275.
Mr. Sale, I presume that's okay with free.
Good morning, Mr. Andro.
Good to see you, Bill.
On behalf of the owner, Mr. Messia, thank you very much for your consideration and working with us to get this problem resolved.
We're glad it is resolved. Thanks. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Oliva.
Our next case is Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address, on page 14. Property address 1801 Northeast 8th Street. Owner Michael Gregory Gibson. Case number BE 2303-0242. This case was first heard on 8/17/23 to comply by 10/12/23. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $350, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Building Inspector Leo Martinez, representing the city. Case and address as read. The case is not in compliance. I'm going to allow the representative to speak.
Yes, sir. Tell us your name and address in relation to the property.
This one? Oh, good morning. Michael Gibson, I'm the owner of the property. So I made two mistakes. One was hiring a person I thought was a contractor. Turned out to be an unlicensed contractor. And there was a delay several months in trying to get him to put the issues into compliance. At the end, I had to hire an architectural firm in Miami who I don't think understood all of the issues with Broward or with the city of Fort Lauderdale, and there was months in delay. Finally, all of the issues have been corrected and addressed. So Inspector Martinez was at the property, and I believe everything has been addressed.
Your Honor, there were like 3 or 4 violations on the property. There is one permit that hasn't been issued. So until that permit is no issue, the case is still out of compliance.
Permit for what work?
For pavers.
Pavers, okay. All right, you're aware of that, right?
Yes, and I submitted all of the information to the building department last week. And my understanding, there was only one comment from engineering regarding stormwater calculations, which again, I had hired this firm in Miami to submit. And again, it took them months. They never did. So I ended up doing it myself. But they have all of the calculations. And my understanding from that engineer is that those were accepted. And I believe it's just doing an internal review. But the calculations were accepted by the engineer, and I think everything has been taken care of, just pending an internal review.
The permit is no issue. The compliance day is when the permit is issued. Okay. I went to his property yesterday. I thought that we discussed this yesterday. And myself called to the permitting department, and the correction that he submitted, I don't review. And I explained to him yesterday that the permits are no issue. Until the permit is no issue, the case is no comply. I even asked him to come over here, explain that, and request an extension of 28 days. But I don't know why he hasn't done that, instead to get the case compliant. You understand?
Yeah.
So the case is not in compliance. Until the permit is no issue.
Are you willing to give another 28 days for that?
If he requested, but he hasn't done that.
It might be advisable to request the 28 days.
Yes, we just spoke yesterday afternoon. I don't know the process. So again, I'm not familiar with all of how this works, but I don't know how to. I sent you an email, and I don't know what else to do.
Well, I think you just stand here and tell me you're requesting 28 days. The inspector may agree. If he does, I'll agree.
Yes, could we extend for 28 days? Because I believe
that's what we spoke yesterday.
Yes.
The city will agree.
Okay, will the fines continue?
We'll hold the fines and allow them.
So we'll give you 28 days. Should be ample time to get this done. Suspend the fines in the meantime. Otherwise, they will resume. It's for permit issuance. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for working that out. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Inspector.
Our next case is on page 12. Inspector Linda Holloway. Property address 315 Northeast 16th Terrace. Owner Judd F. Chapman and Philip J. Quattrone. Case number BE 230300247. This property was cited on 3/14/23 to comply by 5/17/23. One section complied. Is there a respondent here for 315? Okay. One section complied at $200. Total fines $18,000. Appeal deadline 4/8/23. No appeal received. City is requested to impose fines of $500.
Okay.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the last thing you just said?
We're imposing fines of $500.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Is that it?
Good morning, Inspector Linda Holloway on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case BE 230300247, property address 315 Northeast 16 Terrace. On March 24th, 2023, citation 1165 was completed and posted on the property for violation 9-1D. Any violation of the Florida Building Code should be a violation of this section and punishable as provided for this section. There is construction work at this property that was started or completed without obtaining the permit required, consisting of but not limited to pavers being installed on the swell area and or right-of-way without a permit. On March 27th, just days after the citation was issued, the owner did come into the City of Fort Lauderdale Permitting Department and applied for permit BLD CPAV 230300012, and additionally that permit and an engineering permit were both applied for and later voided. On August 16th, building permit BLD-CPAV-2308-004 was issued, bringing this case into compliance, but the civil penalty remained unpaid. The city is requesting today an imposition of $500 fine be imposed.
Okay. Installing the pavers in the swale was permitted, right?
I'm sorry?
Installing the pavers in the swale was permissible?
With a permit,
With a
which he
permit?
later obtained.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Your name and address?
315 Northeast 16th Terrace, Fort Lauderdale 33301.
And who are you?
I'm the owner,
Okay. Which is your name? What is your name?
Judd Chapman.
Okay. So I presume you're accepting this?
Absolutely.
Okay. So ordered. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Where do you pay? Where do you pay the fine at?
You'll receive an order in the mail, and you have to pay it within 30 days.
Okay, great.
Okay?
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 22. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 511 Northeast 3rd Ave, B. Owner, Palmiat 2 LLC, case number BE 2303-0142. This case was first heard on 5/18/23 to comply by 7/20/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $100.
Where's my inspector? Oh, he's come.
Good morning. Sorry. Good morning. Jose Saragusti, building inspector for the city, presenting the case number as read. The case is not complying. I will let the respondent to speak.
Good morning. It's Stephanie Mayorga with Stephanie Toothaker's office. On behalf of the property owner, we are respectfully requesting a 90-day extension and hold the fines with an order to reappear. We're still actively in the DRC site plan process to permit the indoor and outdoor seating in the food trailers. And once that is finalized, we will then have to resume building permitting. So in light of that, we would ask for another extension.
The city doesn't oppose 91-day extension and stop the fines and mandatory reappearance.
So the fines would be suspended?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
All
you very
right.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 18. Chief George Oliva, property address 718 Northwest 8th Avenue. Owner FRP2 LLC, case number BE 2109-0160. This case was first heard on 5/18/23 to comply by 6/29/23. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $11,100, which continues to accrue.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, Your Honor, this case is not in compliance, and the city is requesting the full amount. And it was open on September 20, 2021.
21?
21.
Wow.
3 years ago.
Okay. Yes, your name and address?
It's Vincent Buchanan, 718 Northwest 8th Avenue. I'm a manager at the business.
Okay. So I don't know what you can tell me why this is pending for 2 years, but that's about 2 years too long.
Oh, I fully understand. I wasn't made aware of it until last year, and we submitted a report on June 28th, only to find out that it was on the wrong form when I called the contractor back. Never heard back from him. Tried to get an engineering company out there. I've gone through 2 of them. I'm currently working with another contractor who has an engineering firm, and I'm just requesting another 30 days. And he told me that it definitely should be within compliance to submit the form or the report.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, the city cannot support that request.
Okay.
The law states that you have to comply or pay fines.
Okay. So I'm unable to grant that request.
Okay.
The fines are going to continue to accrue. As I mentioned earlier, there is a process when you're in full compliance to seek an abatement or reduction before a lien is imposed, or if a lien is imposed. That's what you want to do if there are extenuating circumstances that you're going to be able to ascribe to the special magistrate at the time, okay?
Okay. I just wasn't aware that it was back from 2021, to be honest with you.
The director is always willing to try to work with you on it,
Okay.
but he can't on that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 22. Senior Inspector Alexander Albores, property address 200 South Birch Road, owner Leisure Beach Association, Inc. Case number BE 2303-0194. This case was first heard on 5/18/23 to comply by 6/15/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $100. Inspector Jose Saragusti presenting on behalf.
Jose Saragusti, Building Inspector for the city, on behalf of Inspector Albores, updating the case number and address as read. The case is not complied. I will let the respondent to speak.
Okay, how long has this been pending? May 18th, is that right?
First heard in May.
First on May 18th.
March this year.
March of this year.
Yes.
Okay, if you name and address in relation to the property.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, city staff. My name is Rick Pitchman. I represent Leisure Beach Condominium, 200 South Birch Road.
And what are you, the president, manager, what are you?
They hired me to assist them with their capital improvements. I am their project manager.
Okay. Well, as you can imagine, if this is reading the balcony floors are compromised, that's extremely serious.
And the association knows that and has taken all the immediate and proactive reactions to cure the violation by hiring they already had an engineer who, and myself and their attorney appeared in the last hearing. You presided.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, 200 Birch Road.
And then we were required, and we we hired a contractor. We submitted the permit applications, which have been accepted by the city. The permit fee is about to be paid. This all just happened on Monday, so it should be paid today, tomorrow, or by Monday or Tuesday at the latest. The association secured a loan commitment for a loan, and we're anxious to be able to get the permit hopefully expedited, if I might request that, so that we can mobilize and get started in a very near future, immediately, if we could.
Okay, so this is running at $100 a day? Is that what's going on?
There's been no
Yes, Your Honor.
there's been no fines assessed, and in the last hearing we were granted the extension, provided that we were to make the application for permit, which we have done so. And so we respectfully request the 91-day extension, and we'll have this work in progress, certainly, hopefully the next month, with the holidays, certainly as quickly as we possibly can to mobilize. We're all geared to proceed. And as you may recall, all of the balconies have been cordoned off from all the unit owners, so nobody can access their balconies, and the engineer provided the evidence that the building is safe for its current occupancy. And the association has been very proactive to do the right thing, and they've hired me to be the catalyst and to represent them, and I'm confident that we are going to be able to proceed very shortly.
Okay.
Sir, if you're the project manager and I conferred with the inspector who said the permit is ready and you said the permit's ready, why is it going to take you a week to go and pick it up?
The permit is not ready. We submitted the permit applications, it was uploaded, and it was acknowledged as accepted, and that the permit fees need to be paid for the permit process to proceed. This all just happened on Monday. Today is Thursday. So we immediately are proceeding to fund the city, pay the initial permit fees, $25,000, and we couldn't have done it any quicker. So Inspector Albores acknowledged this, and in his place, Jose is representing him. Had conversations before Inspector Albores went on his vacation. I did speak to Jose, and there should be no reason not to extend this.
The city support the 91 days extension. The permit is already signed, and there is awaiting the initial payment, and the building is secure also.
Okay, there are no fines running?
I think, I do not have this information. Let me see.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, okay.
No.
All right, so the request for 91 days is granted. It'll be in order to reappear. Come back to the magistrate, tell us where you are. Okay?
We certainly will. 91 days is January 18th.
18, yeah.
I thank you all, and I would request, if possible, that the permit be expedited, the review, so that we can get started in short order.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 18. Chief George Aliba, property address 999 North Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard. Owner HPT IHG-2 Properties Trust. Case number BE 21070192. This case was first heard on 1/20/22 to comply by 7/19/22. One section complied at $100. Total fines $32,900. City is requesting to vacate the 5/18/23 order and reimpose fines to $1,275.
George Olive, on behalf of the city, this case is in compliance, and the city is requesting for the fine to be reduced to the administration cost of $1,275.
Okay, name and address.
Fernando Calvo, 999 North Fort Lauderdale Boulevard.
Okay, and your relation to the property?
I'm the manager.
Okay, so I presume you're also okay with this?
We do agree, yes, sir.
Okay, so ordered. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Our next case is on page 9. Inspector Preston Mark, property address 1633. One second. 1633 Northeast 4th Place. Owner Kirk Smith, case number BE 2308-0378. Notice posted at the property on 9/22/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
What's the address again? Address?
Hello. I'm sorry. My husband went to the bathroom.
Your client went to the restroom? Okay, we'll recall. Okay, we will recall 1630. Oh, there he is. Never mind. We're moving on.
Excuse me.
Not a problem.
Bill Inspector Preston Mark with the city presenting case as indicated in red. The property was cited for violation under the Florida Building Code 116.1.1. A building shall be deemed a hazard or unsafe when, in the opinion of the building official, the building has become unsafe or has been substantially damaged or otherwise have been deemed unsafe, and a permit shall be obtained to demolish the structure or bring the building in compliance with the applicable code. The case was opened 8/28/23, inspection report mailed 8/29/23, and a notice of hearing mailed 9/8/23. I visited the property assisted by Kathy Williams with the fire prevention. There was a complaint concerning the floor of the building, Unit 3, which collapsed. Thereafter, we requested an engineering report, which was received 9/6/23. The engineer, Victor Caron, visited the property and assessed that the property was safe other than Unit 3, which had collapsed. He also recommended the replacement of the entire structural deck within the next 6 months. Subsequently, we spoke with the owner, Kirk Smith, who indicated that a decision was made to demolish the building entirely. Records show that a permit has been applied for and is in process for a total demo. Property was also cited for a second violation under City Ordinance 9-280B
on 9/11/23. General requirements: foundations, floors, walls, ceiling, roofs, windows, doors, and all other building parts should be structurally sound, reasonably weathered, watertight, rodent-proof, and shall be kept up to a reasonably good repair. I will allow the respondent to speak.
Good morning, Your Honor.
First of all, who are you, your address, and your
my name
relation
is
to the
Kirk
property?
Smith. I live at 1051 North 12th Terrace, Hollywood, Florida, and the address in question is 1633 Northeast 4th Court in Fort Lauderdale.
And your relation to the property as well?
I'm the owner.
Okay. So this is a one-story, but several units?
Yeah, it's a three-unit triplex in ground floor unit. So once the issue happened, I was overseas when everything happened, and my property manager called me, you know, I saw it a few days later, had some quotes to get it repaired, had some engineers in there, and then we decided the best use of the property is probably not a triplex. So we're in the permitting process. My wife is working full-time to have the building demolished so we can do something else on that site.
Okay, the application for demolition has been filed?
It's been filed, but it's a multi-step process, so it's a partial. We're working with FPL right now to have the electricity disconnected. We've already, done about half the list, but now we're still pending gas, electricity, water.
So presumably all the units are vacant?
We have one more person left. He's leaving. Well, I think he's already left, but he still said he needed time to move some additional things out of Unit 1. But Unit 2 and Unit 3, which is the one with the floor collapse, are both vacant.
Okay. Yes, sir, Inspector?
So as a result of this, the city is requesting that the magistrate find the violation existing, which is violation 9-280B, and grant the property owner 63 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
Okay. All right, so I'll make what's called a finding of fact that the violation has been established. 63 days will take you to...
We'll revise that to 91 days.
91 days, which is October, let's see, January 18th of next year? For what is he doing by that time? What's expected? Okay.
Right, he is.
Yeah, 91. But what's expected at that time?
That the demolition will occur.
Be completed?
Sure.
All right.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the permit that had to be completed. But we're trying to get the permit completed within 30 days. But the demolition hopefully will happen before the end of the year. So,
well, you have 91 days to have the permit issued, okay. And then my case will be complied, and then you can follow through with the demolition.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working on a shorter time schedule. Hopefully, get everything completed by the end of the year.
Okay. All right. Good luck.
And Your Honor, we'd also request that the order be recorded.
Yes.
Okay, just a slight correction.
Okay.
The case needs to be, the demolition needs to be completed before I can comply my case.
Okay.
So if we can make that correction, so we have 91 days to obtain the permit and also complete the demolition as per the legal requirements.
Okay, understood, right?
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
I will be in touch with Mr. Preston if there's
Stay in
any
touch with
delay
Okay.
after the permit's issued.
Okay. All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you all. Good luck.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 2. Senior Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, property address 1117 Mandarin Isle. Excuse me. Owner Roberto Huguet and homestead exempted Kelly A. Huguet. Case number BE 2305 0185. Notice posted at the property on 9/13/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Good morning, Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. There are expired permits related to this property. City is requesting 42 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. Renewing the permits, yeah.
My phone is not there. Okay, yes, sir, your name and address?
Sorry. I'm on? Okay. Sorry. Yeah, Robert Huguet, 1117 Mandarin Isle. I'm the owner.
Okay. So he has proposed 42 days to do this?
Yes, I'm fine. I put the permits under my name and be the contractor of record.
Okay. Or if you face a fine of $50 a day if it's not done timely, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 16. Chief George Oliva. Property address 235 East Sunrise Boulevard. Owner Jetta South. In care of Midas Realty Corp. In care of Marvin Poor. Case number BE 20070083. This case was first heard on 4/15/21 to comply by 5/27/21. One section not complied at $100. Total fines $46,000. City is requesting to vacate the previous order from 7/20/23 and reimpose fines to $1,275.
Chief George Oliva, on behalf of the city, this case came into compliance, and the city is requesting for the administration cost of $1,275.
Okay. Your name and address?
Jonathan Nunn, here on behalf of the tenant, Midas. We have no objection.
You're an attorney, I presume?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so that will be the order. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, on page 14, property address 764 Northwest 57th Court. Owner, Chevalier Enterprises, LLC. Case number BE 2205-0222. This case was first heard on 10/20/22 to comply by 12/1/22. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $100. Total fines $26,400. City is requesting to vacate the previous order from 8/17/23 and reimpose fines to $1,275.
Good morning, Building Inspector Leo Martinez, representing the city. Case and address as read. Case is complied. We are requesting administration costs of $1,275.
Okay. Your name and address?
Good morning. I'm Jefferson Knight. I'm the manager of the LLC that owns the property. The property's been in my family for 50 years.
Okay. I presume you're also happy with the result?
You presume correctly, sir.
Okay. Good. So ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 17. Chief George Oliva, property address 701 Northeast 2nd Ave. Owner Brenda Chung, case number BE 2109-0202. This case was first heard on 3/17/22 to comply by 9/13/22. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose fines of $40,000, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hello. First of all, the chief will speak, okay? You and your honor.
George Oliva, for the city, case and address as read. This is a safety inspection case that haven't been complied, and this case was opened on September 2021, and there's no compliance for the safety inspection, and the city is requesting the full amount to be imposed.
Good morning, Your Honor. We did the report.
First of all, your name and address.
My name is Belinda Chung, owner of 701 Northeast 2nd Avenue. And I did the report, the engineering report, but I didn't know that I should submit it. I have it here. I've had it since February of 22. And the only thing that he said we had to do was the electrical work, which I hired an electrical company. And he submitted the application for the permit. And when he went back to the city, they said that they lost the diagrams. So he was to resubmit the application again. I have everything here. He went back to get the permit, and they said they lost the diagram again. He's telling me that you can call the city to confirm that. That's what he told me. So he's going to resubmit the diagrams again to get the permit. I have the application here for the permit.
Okay, when did he submit them the first time? The date.
First time he submitted it was, okay, he did this on 9/8/22.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's over a year since that period of time, so why is this taking so long?
They said every time he keeps going back to the city, they said they lost the diagram.
Well,
And now
they
he-
couldn't have lost it 20 times. One
lost
time,
it.
I understand. 2 times is unusual, but we're here a year later. They couldn't have lost it for a year.
They said that he's telling me that you can call the city to confirm this.
Your Honor, anyhow, there's nothing that the city can do. We can approve or comply her case because that case is, the report is very old, and the law only requires the permit to be dated no more than 90 days from the day they're supposed to submit. So it's over 2 years. She has to get a new report. She needs to fix the correction in the report and then come back and try to comply the case. At this moment, the city is requesting the imposition of fines.
Okay, do you understand what you need to do?
So we have to get a new engineering report, and
Who would you deal with directly to make sure he gets this done, Chief?
She can talk to one of the assistants that we have, Victoria Bryan. She's the one that is running the 40 years for the city or the safety inspection report. She can tell her what she needs to be done. But at this moment, regarding the permit that keeps getting lost, that's quite unusual to lose it 3 times.
One time is bad, 2 times is
So she needs to get with an electrical contractor. She can ask the electrical contractor to call Joe P. or me, myself. We will try to point her to the right person, which will be the chief electrical Scott Wright, and maybe we can expedite her permit so she can get the repairs done and get a new engineer to provide a report that is clean, with no correction required or repairs.
So for purposes of today, she needs to call somebody named Victoria?
Victoria, right.
All right, can we make sure that somebody meets with her to give her the name?
Yes, at the desk back there, they have her business card. Victoria's business card.
You need to work with her and find out what, he just explained everything, but you're not going to remember all that, I understand.
No, I know.
So that's all right, but make sure you call this lady, find out what you need to do, and then follow up. This has gone on way too long. So the fines are going to continue to run. They are substantial. But as I mentioned to people before, once you're done and in compliance, either the city will reconsider the case, maybe give a break like they've done for the costs, if that's right. So you could even qualify for these costs, which are $1,275, if you get this done. That would certainly be better than $40,000. So if you please meet in the back there. You'll get an order, but make sure you follow up, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Our next case, Chief George Oliva, on page 20, property address 3028 Seville Street, owner Alto Brisa LC, case number BE 22050162. This case was first heard on 8/18/22 to comply by 2/14/23. One section complied at $100, total cost $23,100. City is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,275.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, the case came into compliance, and the city requested for the administration cost of $1,275.
Okay, sir, your name and address?
My name is Eric Bona. I'm at 3016 Seville. I am the owner of the building.
Okay, so Alta Brisa, that's you?
Yes.
Okay, so I presume you understand what he's offered to do, and that's okay by
And I
you?
accept.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, is on page 13. Senior Building Inspector Leonardo Martinez, page 13. Property address 101 Southeast 16th Ave, 1-6. Owner Sky 1822 LLC, case number BE 2306-0133. This case was first heard on 7/20/23 to comply by 8/17/23. One section complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $500.
Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. Cases in compliance, and we are requesting, city is requesting the administration cost on this case.
Okay. This is for deteriorated railings at the bottom section of what?
That the railing was deteriorated, but they obtained permits and they installed new railings. The case is compliant. City is requesting, what is the amount, Tasha? 500?
Yes.
Yeah, that's administration cost.
Okay. Your name and address?
My name. Good morning. My name is Glenn Messier. Property address 101 Southeast 16th Avenue. I'm one of the property managers.
Okay. So he's offered the case is in compliance, but there's a fine that needs to be paid at $500 within 30 days. Okay.
Yes. I was here back in July and was granted 28 days to get everything complied. Due to we had a contractor that was going back and forth for plans with the building department. We did much as we can on our end to try to get the permits done within 28 days. We're requesting that we don't get fined at $50 per day for those 10 extra days due to the fact that was between the delay on getting the permits between, the contractor and the city. Requesting if we won't be fined the $50 for that.
Okay.
The city will agree to $250 reduction.
Okay.
So it will be $250 fines.
All right. Part of that is because of the cost they have in going to inspect. So I think that's a reasonable amount to pay for it, okay?
Okay.
$250 within 30 days, okay, sir?
Sounds good.
All right, thanks for getting it done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 8. Inspector Preston Mark, property address 900 Mandarin Isle, owner Mandarin Isle 1-2, owner 2400 Del Lago Drive, LLC, case number BE 2306-0081. Notice posted at the property on 9/18/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23. It's a new business case.
Morning.
Hello, sir. Be right with you.
Building Inspector Preston Mark for the city presenting case BE 230600081. Property just as read. This is an expired permit related to this property as stated in today's agenda. I will allow the respondent to speak.
Yes, tell us your name, address in relation to the property.
Michael Friedman, 2500 Isle, Fort Lauderdale, 33301. I'm the manager of the corporation that owns the property.
Okay. Tell us what's going on with the property, please.
The owner of the property died. No one knew anything about this, and I'm playing catch-up. So we're looking to reinstate the permit, which I've been unable to do since your procedure's not allowing me to do it on my own. I have to resurrect the contract that was on the job. This is 2 to 3 years old, and it's taken some time.
Okay, respond.
I spoke to the contractor. He was willing to assist with this. However, after further discussion with the respondent, his insurance is not up to has expired, so he's unable to pull permits. So the city is going to request 42 days to comply and $50 per day thereafter.
Okay, so you've got to get your insurance in order. Right?
Not mine.
Well,
contractor.
Oh, the contractor. Okay. Okay. So they're going to grant a 42-day extension, $50 a day fine if not done. If it's the contractor, who's going to know if the contractor has insurance? You will?
Yeah, they have to provide that at permitting. You're right.
Okay, all right. So what if he doesn't do it timely? I don't want to visit this on this gentleman. How does that work?
We'll bring it back as a massive.
Okay. Okay. So hopefully it'll get done timely. 42 days. Fines won't start. If they begin to start, they'll have another hearing to try to resolve what's going on.
42 days, what is that date?
42 days is 11/30, right? 6 weeks. Okay?
Okay, very good. Thank you.
All right, sir.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, Special Magistrate. At this time, the city.
Somebody understands. I'm not a judge. Don't call me Your Honor. Knock that stuff off.
The city's requesting a brief recess. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, welcome back to our special magistrate hearing. We are live. Our next case is on page 13. Property address, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. 13. Property address 213 Royal Palm Drive. Owner, Maury Revocable Trust. Lewis Claps, trustee, and all others. Case number BE 2208-0305. This case was first heard on 6/15/23. 2 comply by 7/13/23. 1 section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,850, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Building Inspector Leo Martinez, representing the city. Case analysis as read. The case is not in compliance. I'm going to let the representative speak.
Good morning. Jack Seiler on behalf of the property owner, Lewis Claps, who is the Maury Revocable Trust. And just so the city's aware, because there's been other matters involving this, and I believe city attorney's aware of this, Mr. Maury passed away in 2021. There has been litigation pending in circuit court that has been in front of Judge Hames, Judge Michelle Tobin Singer, Judge Gillespie, and we finally got title cleared to this property on September 26th, and it's been litigated for about 2.5 years since his death. So we weren't allowed to touch the property, and therefore Mr. Claps finally got September 26th, which was literally in the last 30 days, got title to the property, and now we just did a corrective deed that'll allow us to address the property. But there was a battle between Mr. Maury and his prior lawyer, believe it or not, over who had the rights to own this property. He believed that he was the trustee. Mr. Claps was a court-appointed trustee, but the two trustees were fighting, and neither one could address the condition of the property. So we're asking for 91 days to get our crew in there, and now that we have title and we're allowed to take care of the property, we'll fix it up.
City won't oppose. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Our next case is on page 15. Also, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 4100 Galt Ocean Drive. Owner, the Galleon Condo Apartments, Inc. Case number BE 2108-0064. Fine suspended as noted. This case was first heard on 1/20/22 to comply by 4/21/22. 1 section complied at $100. Total accrued fines, $8,700. City's requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,275.
Good morning, Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case analysis as read. Case is in compliance. City is requesting administration cost of $1,275.
Bruce Bromley, engineering company NV5, representing the association.
And I presume this is acceptable.
Well, they asked the question why, but this is going to have to be so. I mean, yes.
Okay. All right. That's the answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is a new business case on page 4. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti. Property address 70 Isle of Venice Drive. Owner, Villa Contessa Condo Association. Case number BE 2307-0255. Notice posted at the property on 9/27/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. I received the case from an email regarding the building with a balcony with structural damage. The property was cited for property non-maintaining under City Violation Code 9-280C. Later on, we added a second violation for work without permit under Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105. The case was opened in July 2023. Inspection report was mailed on September 26, 2023, and final notice was mailed on August 23, 2023. Notice of hearing posted at the property on September 29, 2023. We are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 62 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Eugene Popo. I'm the property manager for the condo association. With me are the contractors who completed the work in this case.
Okay.
First of all, just a minor point. You indicated that the owner of this property is Villa Contessa Condo Association. It's not. It's Unit 201, but we're working with the owner to correct this problem. The situation is this. We noticed at one point that the protrusion from the balcony, this is a small area outside, there's no problem with the balcony, was sagging by 1/4 inch. We hired a structural engineer. He had us supported, as you saw, with the 4x4s. He then prepared plans. The plans were submitted to the city. We obtained a permit, and the contractor did the work. The work is completed. During the time of the work, once they opened up the protrusion, the engineer decided that it was not feasible to reattach it at that point, or not economically feasible. And so instead, we just removed the protrusion, as you can see there, stuccoed it, and it looks good. Since then, I've been told by the contractor that the city wants a letter from our engineer that the other 2 protrusions are not in imminent danger of falling. I talked to the engineer. He said he didn't want to write a letter since there's no indication of anything. There's no stress cracks. There's no cracks. No indication that there's any problem with them. Went back to the city with that. They said get another engineer. So I talked to him again. He then sent me an email that said he's busy until the middle of November, but he'll write the letter at that time. I sent his email to the city. In terms of the permits, like I said, the work is completely done. I'll let the contractor address the issue of the permits. Okay.
Hi, Zach Prideaux.
Page Finance.
We had an open...
Of what company?
Robolini Construction Management. Okay. We had an open permit to reinforce the balcony. We had an engineer of record who was overseeing the job. During the job, due to post-tension cables, we weren't able to do the reinforcement, so a life safety demo occurred. We took down that small outcropping. At that point, the engineer signed off. We'd like to close that original permit. We've now been told that the city would like to have a demo permit on top of this, opened up after the fact, and a railing permit as well for the existing railing that was reattached. We're happy to comply. We've actually already submitted. We would like to request to have the railing be a stress test versus a full permit. I know that if we can, so that's kind of where we're holding.
This is doable within 63 days?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the request for the test?
We need the test, the engineer letter regarding the other 2 balconies. Yeah, we need to have that one also.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
The inspector said that the city also needs the letter, the engineer of record letter, as to the other 2 balconies as well.
Yeah, I'll send it to the city.
What about the stress testing he's talking about?
Sorry?
The stress test?
Rather than do a railing permit with shop drawings, I mean, it's an existing railing that was reattached. Can we please do a stress test to satisfy the requirement?
Well, that's a hold on, George. That's a regulatory issue that's outside of the purview of the magistrate, so that's something that you have to speak with the assistant building official and/or the chief.
We'll get a railing permit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we just also make sure one thing really quickly? The original permit that we had open to do the work, can we make sure that that is completely separate than the 2 balconies and the engineering letter that they're requesting, because that's outside of our scope of work as the contractor. We were contracted to work on the 1 balcony, and we just don't want to tie in the other two balconies. That's how this whole thing kind of got started, was because they wanted an engineering letter for the other two balconies. So
it's the same property, and it can be the same problem. For that one, it's part of the same case. You can review the permit, the existing permit, but the letter, it must to be submitted for the other two balconies also, because it's the same property. It can be the same problem.
Okay, but that would be
So I
between the
think
city and the
again,
owner?
This goes to the issue that's a little bit outside, again, of the magistrate's authority. So that would certainly be something you should speak to either the inspector or the supervisors with regard to either what's required under your permit as opposed to what's required to close this violation.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll make a finding of fact showing the violation did occur, 63 days within which to cure it, or $100 a day thereafter as a fine.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 1. Inspector Justin Dreschel, property address 125 North Birch Road, owner Springbrook Gardens, Inc., a condo, case number BE 2306-0052. Notice posted at the property on 9/20/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Good morning. Justin Dreschel on behalf of the city, presenting case and address as read. This case started as a complaint that we received from a tenant of the building. An initial inspection was done on June 7th, 2023 by myself, assisted by Senior Building Inspector Leonardo Martinez, during which time we did notice multiple cracks in the property, mainly interior cracks on the east stairwell, as well as exterior cracks on the west side of the building, including a cantilever lever. We received the engineering report that was requested the following day on June 8th, 2023, which did state that repairs were needed for the building. An inspection report was sent out to the property owner listed on Broward County Property Appraisers on July 12th, 2023. A final notice was sent to the same property owner listed in BCPA on August 15th, 2023, with the violation being 9-280 B as in boy. Foundations, floors, walls, ceilings, roofs, windows, doors, and all other building parts shall be structurally sound, reasonably weather and watertight and rodent-proof, and shall be kept in reasonably good repair. I have been in contact with the association regarding them hiring a contractor and putting in for the permits. The city is requesting that the magistrate finds that the violation exists and grants the property owners 91 days to bring the property into compliance, or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
Okay, was this subject to the 40-year inspection? No?
No, they're not, no.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir. Your name and address?
Sure. My name is Nathan Backley. I'm here representing Springbrook Gardens, and we are comfortable with that.
Okay.
We are in the process of doing the work.
All right. So all I know what's called a finding of fact, meaning the violations were established, 63 days,
I think he said
91 days within which to comply, or $50 fine thereafter if not timely complied. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 19. Chief George Oliva, property address 2740 East Oakland Park Boulevard. Owner, Can-Am Oakland Properties, LLC. Case number BE 2209-0117. This case was first heard on 11/17/22 to comply by 5/16/23. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose fine the full amount of $15,500, which continues to accrue.
George Lee, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This case is not in compliance. We have requested a couple times to provide the city with a report with no repairs or an engineer letter asking for an extension of time we open permit for the restoration. That haven't happened. So at this moment, the city is not going to provide an extension, and we're requesting the imposition of the full amount of fines.
Hi, good morning. My name is Greg Spitzer, Florida 360 Property Management. We manage the property. I have been employed with the company since April of 2023. I know this is not an excuse, but I know this stuff started in 2022, and I've finally been able to get a grasp of it in terms of the importance, obviously, of it was 4010. I know now it's 2510. And we've been in touch. I've been in touch with contractors. I've been in touch with engineer, and I've been working towards getting these repairs and everything done. Unfortunately, the property owners are not easy to convince. We put multiple bids in front of them for them to sign off on, and it's just been, I'm a one-man show, and it's just been very tough with them. Chief Oliva's explained everything to me. I realize I have to now get a permit from the contractor who's been doing stuff, then have the engineer sign off on a letter asking for 180 days. So we definitely need 180 days. Chief Oliva was very helpful in explaining to me, as well as Katie Williams. She's been very responsive to my questions, and I appreciate that. So I would respectfully ask for 180 days more, so I can really put the scare into these property owners so they realize the importance of this. Because I was here a month ago for another property, and some of them, they just don't seem to get the picture sometimes. And when I tell them about the fines and the lien, then they'll wake up.
Chief?
That request is declined due to the fact that the law states that for a 180-day extension as the second time, an engineer letter needs to be provided to us with open permit for the restoration. At this moment, the city is requesting the imposition of the full amount.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to impose the fine, but you have an order that shows them.
30 days
This
to
is
drop.
time to take this seriously. Exactly.
No, 30 days to drop off the letter with the permit and the signed seal of the engineer asking for the extension on the repairs.
But the fine is running daily, right?
Correct. What is it running at again, if you don't mind?
$100 a day. It's at 15,500 to date.
Yep.
That's
Completely realized. Significant.
Okay. All right, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Thanks, Katie.
Our next case is on page 12. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 651 Northeast 19th Ave. Owner Vincent F. and Teresa Pyle, Jr. Case number BE 2208-0121. This case was first heard on 7/20/23 to comply by 8/31/23. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,400, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Inspector Linda Holloway on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case number and property address as read. As stated, the property is not yet in compliance. The city would like to request a suspension of fines for 63 days, and the property owner is here to speak on behalf of the property.
Okay.
Hi, Teresa Pyle, owner of 651 Northeast 19th Avenue.
Vincent Pyle.
Okay.
We received a letter on our door regarding a permit that was never closed out on a section of our fencing that needed to be moved to a 3-foot setback. And we never knew that the permit we originally never knew that the permit wasn't closed out. So the letter was a surprise to us. The original inspector who had come to the house said something about there was a garbage can in the way, and he was not able to inspect the property. But then when Ms. Holloway was assigned to us, she's been helpful in terms of telling us exactly what we need to do to finally close this out. So we did go to the Building Services Department on Northwest 19th Avenue. They did tell us that we needed to have our permit application done with our new contractor. So we went ahead and took care of that very next day. Showed up the next day to the Building Services office, and they wouldn't take our paperwork because the same woman that we spoke to the previous day said that we also needed to have the hold harmless for replacing the contractor form, which we didn't know about. So we are willing definitely to take care of this. I believe this is the only additional thing we need to do, but we wanted to show up today just to find out if there is anything else, because I feel like we're not quite getting the full story on what we need to do to finally close this out and be in compliance.
Okay, so as per our previous discussion earlier, you need to complete that form that they're telling you to do, and any other thing that the permitting department is requiring you to do. As far as the suspension, Your Honor, the suspension, I've just been advised that there's no December hearings, so the city would like to request a 91-day extension.
Okay. And suspending fines, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. You got 3 months to do it.
Okay.
Gives you the holidays to get this done.
Okay. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
This is simple. It should be very soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for coming down.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming down.
Our next case is on page 15. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address, 2841 North Ocean Boulevard, owner Vantage View Inc., case number BE 2208-0106. This case was first heard on 2/16/23 to comply by 4/13/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines $5,400. The city is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,275.
Good morning, Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case and address as read. Case is complied. Fines as we're reading got up to $5,400. Our city is requesting to the administration cost of $1,275.
Okay. Your name and address?
Good morning. My name is excuse me, Crystal Ortega, and I'm at 2841 North Ocean Boulevard.
And your relation to the property is what?
Property manager?
Okay. So I presume this is acceptable to you?
Yes.
Okay. So ordered. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 14, also Leonardo Martinez, property address 820 Northeast 17th Ave, owner VP Northeast 17th Ave LLC, case number BE 2205-0063. This case was first heard on 10/20/22 to comply by 12/1/22. One section complied at $100. Total fines $27,300. The city is requesting to vacate the previous order from 8/17/23 and reimpose fines to $1,275.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case and address as read. The case is complied. The city is requesting administration cost of $1,275.
Okay. Your name and address?
My name is Tanjuresa Bulhala, representing the owner.
Okay. And I presume this is acceptable to your client?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Our next case is on page 4. Senior Inspector Jose Sadagusti, property address 809 Northwest 15th Terrace, owner Natasia Y. Pemberton, case number BE 2306-0203. Notice posted at the property on 9/27/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. I received the case from email regarding a construction work without permit, window, kitchen and bathroom plumbing. The property was cited for work without permit under Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. The case was opened on June 30, 2023. Inspection report was mailed on July 5, 2023. Final notice was mailed on August 1, 2023. Notice of hearing posted on the property on September 5, 2023. We are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 63 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
Okay, your name and address?
Natasia Pemberton, 809 Northwest 15 Terrace, owner of the property.
Okay.
I received the violation, I inherited the violation from the previous owner who did the work without a permit. Once I was aware of that, I contacted an architectural firm to draw plans for the property, and I submitted to the building department. I would like to request a 90-day extension in order to fulfill the requirements.
I think,
I'm okay with it because of the holidays.
okay, I agree with, the city agree with that, the 91 days.
91 days as you request, ma'am, okay? Or a fine of $50 per day would start if not done. And I'm doing what's called a finding of fact, meaning he's shown the violation does exist, okay?
Okay.
Okay, it looks like it's nice work, we just want to get it legal. Yeah, it's very nice. Okay.
Thank you.
Did you do that?
I didn't.
Well, somebody did a good, looks like a good job. Let's make sure it meets the permits, okay? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next three cases are on page 7 and 8. Inspector Preston Mark, property address 401 Southeast 14th Court, 1-8, case number BE 2306-0016, owner FLL Center LLC. Notice posted at the property on 9/18/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23. Do you swear and affirm to transfer from English to Spanish and Spanish to English?
I do.
Thank you.
Inspector Preston Mark for the city, presenting first case BE 2306-0016, property address as read. The property was cited for work without permit, Florida Building Code 2020-105.1. The fence around this property was installed without permits. The case was opened 6/5/23. Inspection report mailed 6/5/23. Final notice 7/14/23. I just yesterday noticed that the permit was submitted, but yet to be issued. The respondent is here.
I just wanted you to have the opportunity to explain to the property owner.
Yeah. Okay. The respondent can respond to.
Mi nombre es Antonio Sánchez, soy el representante del dueño. Legalmente, ya todos los permisos fueron puestos en la ciudad para su aprobación y.
His name is Antonio Sanchez. He's representing the owner, and he's saying that permits were already submitted to the city.
Y esperamos que en el transcurso de 2 meses ya esté completada resuelta las violaciones.
He said they expect that within 60 days they would be able to comply and correct the violation.
Okay, the city is requesting the magistrates to find the violation exists and to grant the property owner 63 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter. The city is also requesting the final order be recorded.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah, I already explained to him what he said, and he's okay with it.
Okay, so I'm making a finding of fact, the violation exists, 63 days within which to comply, $50 a day of not time to comply, and to be recorded.
Just to correct, it would be 91 days.
Except 91 days.
91.
Sorry, 91 days?
Yes.
He understood, yeah.
Okay. All right, next case.
Okay. Page 8 at the top, property address 411 Southeast 14th Court, 1-4, owner.
Alejandro.
Gentlemen, there's two more.
He's got 2 more. Oh, sorry. The owner, FLL Center LLC, case number BE 2306-0019. Notice posted at the property on 9/18/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Building Inspector Preston Mark presenting case BE 2306-0019 and property address as read. The property was cited for work without permit. Florida Building Code 2020-105.1, work without permit, including but not limited to the installation of a 6-foot wooden fence around the property. Case opened 6/5/23, inspection mailed 6/5/23, Final Order 71423. Permit was applied for, but is still yet to be issued. Respondent can speak.
Okay, so it's
son 3 propiedades que están en el mismo lote, ubicación, y todos los permisos ya se sometieron de las 3 direcciones a la ciudad.
The owner the representative is saying that it's exactly the same case. It's just 3 folio numbers and that the permits are already submitted.
understood. So I'll do the same thing, finding a fact, 91 days to comply, $50 a day if not timely complied, and it will be recorded.
He understood.
Okay, we'll do the last case.
Property address 417 Southeast 14th Floor, 1-4. Owner FLL Center LLC. Case number BE 2306-0018. Notice posted at the property on 9/18/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Bill Inspector Presselma presenting the case and property address as read. The property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2020-105.1, work without permit, including but not limited to the installation of a wooden fence, 6-foot wooden fence around the property. Case opened 6/5/23. Inspection mailed 6/5/23. Final order 7/14/23. Again, the permit for this fence was submitted, but yet to be issued. The city is requesting that the magistrate find the violation exists and to grant the property owner 91 days, to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
Same situation, different
The city is
folio.
also requesting that a final order be recorded.
Okay, so it'll be the same order, 91 days within which to comply, $50 a day fine, order to be recorded, and a finding of fact.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Our next case is on page 20, Chief George Oliva, property address 3233 Northeast 32nd Ave. Owner, the Continental Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE 2107-0189. This case was first heard on 12/16/21 to comply by 6/14/22. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose fines of $30,900, which continues to accrue.
Joshua Lee, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This case has not been in compliance. It was opened on July 2021, and the city is recommending the full amount to be imposed.
Okay. Your name and address?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Sivananthan Sridharan with SNF Engineers. The Condo Association hired a company to comply with the recertification. We did certify for the structure. The electrical engineer found some problems. Generator needed to be replaced. Switchboard needed to be replaced. And we're working with the owner. The owner hired contractors. They pulled permit, 3 permits. Generator permit has been closed. The other electrical service permit has been closed. But the switchboard just arrived a couple of weeks ago. And the contractors working with FPNL to schedule. The FPNL need to come out with their crew, disconnect the service to install the new switchboard. And I was told, I talked to Mr. Godi Rivera at FPNL. They have it in the system. They gave me a project number. They are trying to work with the contractor to do this work. They said they need 3 days. They need to send the crew to do the work, and they're trying to do it as soon as possible. We request a 3-month extension to comply with this.
That extension is declined due to the fact that you don't provide me with a letter with open permit requesting the extension of 180 days as per BORA Rules 5-5.5D. You must provide a letter. If you're the engineer of record, you have to be aware of the requirement from BORA, which is Broward County. So if you print me the letter with the open permit to meet the criteria from Bora, I will give you the extension. If not, I'm very sorry.
I can send it to you today, sir.
At this moment, we're going to impose the funds.
So if I send the letter to you today, we can extend the permit for another.
If I receive the letter and the letter meets the criteria, I will give you the extension. But at this moment, the city is requesting imposition of fines.
Okay, so I'm going to impose a fine pending receipt of the letter that meets the chief's requirements, okay?
Okay.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Our next case, the new business case on page 5, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 1620 Northeast 62nd Street, case number BE 2304-0048, owner Elonia N. Perazzelli Estate. Notice posted at the property on 9/19/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Hi.
Hello.
Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. I visited this property and observed some loose metal columns that appears to be the support of a roof overhang. I contacted the owner who provided us with an engineer letter and the installation of some shortings to secure the front porch. The case was opened and inspection report was mailed to the property owner on April 21st of 2023. Final notice was sent to the property owner on May 31st of 2023. And the notice of hearing was posted on September 19th of 2023. There is a permit application to remove and replace 3 columns that was applied on the city on October 11 of 2023. The application is in process. We are asking your owner to find that the violation does exist and to grant the property owner 91 days to obtain the required permits to come into compliance, or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
Okay, tell us who you are.
My name is Lisette Perazzelli. I am the daughter of Eloina Perazzelli, and this is 1620 Northeast 62nd Street.
Okay, so I'm doing what's called a finding of fact showing the violation was established, 91 days to resolve it, $50 a day if not timely complied.
I've already submitted the permits. I've also gone through 3 engineers and 3 contractors. That's why it's taken so long, but I have already submitted the permits. So.
Okay, great. So you're on your way, okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
thanks so much. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
down.
Thank you.
Thanks for your patience.
Our next case is on page 2. It's also a new business case. Senior Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, property address 1108 Northeast 16th Terrace, case number BE 2305-0171, owner Jadvina Pergosis, Andrew Pergosis. Notice posted at the property on 9/19/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Morning. Hi.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. This case was opened on May 25, 2023. Property was cited for the following violation. Florida Building Code 2020, Section 111.1.1. Property was converted from 4 units to 5 units without obtaining a certificate of occupancy. Inspection report was mailed to the property owner on June 23, 2023. Notice of hearing was posted at the property on September 19, 2023. The city is requesting 91 days to come into compliance, or a fine of $50 per day thereafter, in order to reappear.
Yes, ma'am. Name and address?
Good morning, Sabelli de Avilar, and I'm here to represent the owner, Andrew Perkins. I believe we spoke on the phone the other day. We're okay with the 93 days. They just hire a firm to do all the permitting and the plans and everything to submit. The owner just wanted me to ask you guys if this property is allowed to convert into 5 units instead of 4.
That's a question for the zoning department. I don't have the answer right now.
Okay, because that will determine whether he's going to legalize it or just bring it back to its original.
Yeah, that
So I'll go
actually
ahead
should be
and-
the first step. Talk to the
Correct.
somebody in the zoning department to determine that before you guys spend money trying to.
Correct.
Yeah.
To do plans and submit for something that it's not going to be
Right.
legally doable. So,
Agree.
Okay?
Okay, so
All
a
right.
final violation was established, 91 days to resolve it, $50 a day if not timely done, and they want to have to reappear, a mandatory reappearance
Okay.
at a hearing which will be held on what, 91 days? What, 1/18/41? So January 18th to come back.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay,
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Okay, this concludes all of our respondents. Let's go back to page 1. Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 1559 West Sunrise Boulevard, owner IAG Foundation, Inc., case number BE 2303-0241. Notice posted at the property on 9/29/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, presenting case on behalf of Inspector Jorge Martinez. Building or structures that, in the opinion of the building official, are unsafe or which have been substantially damaged shall be deemed unsafe and shall obtain permits to demolish the structure or bring the building to comply with the applicable codes. This building is abandoned and without water and electricity, and the roof has collapsed. The city is requesting the following. In the next 60 days, the owner applies for the required permits to bring the property into compliance with signed and sealed submittal documents from a licensed design professional, including an accurate itemized cost to restore the structure to meet standards for human occupancy or to meet minimum housing standards, or apply for a demolition permit to demolish the unsafe, unhabitable structure, including all accessory structures on the parcel. In the event the owner does not apply for the permits and move forward with the rehabilitation or demolition of the property, the city will move forward with the demolition, including all accessory structures in the parcel, at owner's expense, and may lien the property to recover the demolition cost.
Okay, so this has to go to an unsafe structures board?
No, sir.
We don't have an unsafe structure board.
Yes, you're it.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, so ordered.
Thank you.
Moving on to page 2 at the bottom. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 401 Northwest 7th Terrace, case number BE 2308-0113. Owner, Mount Hermon African Methodist Episcopal Church, Inc. Case number, I said a case number, right? Yeah. I don't know. Case number BE 2308-0113. Notice posted at the property 9/20/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Good morning, Inspector Linda Holloway on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case BE 2308-0113, property address 401 Northwest 7th Terrace. The following violation was observed per BSI online tracking on August 7, 2023. Violation section 28-155.A. The existing fire backflow prevention device has not been tested for the subsequent recertification as per City of Fort Lauderdale Municipal Code of Ordinances. A final notice was mailed to the owner listed on BCPA August 7, 2023. A pre-hearing check of BSI online tracking on October 17, 2023 shows that the violation remains as depicted on the picture. The city is requesting 42 days or $50 per day thereafter per violation.
So ordered.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Moving on to page 3, property address 545 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard, Chief George Oliva. Owner, Eleni Association, Inc. Case number BE 2305-0099. Notice delivered via personal service to security on 9/18/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This is a safety report case, and the report was submitted to the city, but it does require corrections. So at this moment, the city is requesting a 180-day extension and $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 2600 East Commercial Boulevard. owner Matuk Brown Fam Management COLLC, case number BE 230700027. Notice posted at the property on 9/19/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
George Olive, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This is a safety report case, and the report was submitted to the city, but it requires repairs. So the city is recommending a 180-day extension and 100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 6301 Northwest 5th Way, owner Lakeside 6301 LLC, case number BE 230700142. Notice delivered via personal service through general manager on 9/21/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
George Olive, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This is a safety report case, and they submit the report to the city, but it requires repair. So we're requesting a 180-day extension for the owners to finalize the repairs and $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 4, property, Senior Inspector Jose Saluzzi, property address 721 East Los Olas Boulevard, owner the Los Olas Company, Inc., case number BE 2308-0267. Notice posted at the property on 9/27/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. I received the case from email regarding construction work in process without a permit in the central counter area. The property was cited for work without permit under Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. The case was opened July 16, 2023. Inspection report was mailed on July 21st, 2023. Final notice was mailed on September 26, 2023. Notice of hearing posted at the property in September 27, 2023. There are permitting process. We're asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 63 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 per day thereafter, and order to be recorded.
63 or 91 days?
63 is the permitting process.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Finding of fact is issued, 63 days to comply, $100 per day if not time to comply.
Property address 733 Northwest 6th Street, owner Regal Development, Inc., case number BE 23060058. Notice posted at the property on 9/27/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. During my daily inspection, I discovered this property not maintained with stucco and walkway in bad conditions. The property was cited for under City Violation Code 9-280C. The case was opened on June 9, 2023. Inspection report was mailed on June 9, 2023. Final notice was made on July 17, 2023. Notice of hearing posted at the property in September 5, 2023. No contact with the property owner. We are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 28 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 per day thereafter, and mandatory reappearance.
Okay. So I make a finding of fact that violations are established, 28 days to comply them, $100 per day if not timely complied, and a mandatory reappearance.
And, Your Honor, just for the record, it's 9-280B. I thought the inspector said C, but I could be wrong. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Our next case is on page 5 at the top. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 700 Southwest 13th Street, Owner, Lauren C. McDonald, Nicholas Martin. Case number BE 23050192. Notice posted at the property 9/18/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. I visited this property and observed new walls of cinder block. The front of the wall was covered with plastic, but because I walked over the front door, I was able to observe the construction and also a new glazed door that was installed. At the time of my inspection, no one answered the door. I posted on a stop work order. I received a call from the owner, Mr. Martin, who explained that the front room was built of wood frame walls and the wood was rotten. I explained that he would need a building permit for that alteration. The property was cited for work without permit on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. Inspection report was sent to the property owner on May 31st of 2023, and the final notice was mailed out to the owner on July 7th of 2023. Notice of hearing was posted at the property on September 18 of 2023. Permit for a natural disaster on a structural was applied on October 16 of 2023. We're asking your owner to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 91 days to obtain the required permits to come into compliance or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
Okay, I make a finding of fact. Violations are established, 91 days to comply with them, $50 a day if not time to comply.
Thank you.
Page 6 at the top, property address 4143 North Ocean Boulevard, 209. Owner Jason Maxwell. Case number BE 23050059. Notice posted at the property on 9/19/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. I visited this property and observed a new kitchen, a new bathroom, new electrical panel, and a new water heater. The property was cited for work without permit on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. Inspection report was mailed to the property owner on May 12 of 2023. Final notice was mailed out on July 18 of 2023. And the notice of hearing was posted at the property on September 20th of 2023. Electrical and plumbing permits were applied. Permits are in progress. We're asking your owner to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 91 days to obtain the required permit to come into compliance with fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter, and the order to be recorded.
Okay. So finding of fact is made, 91 days to comply, $50 you said a day?
Yes, sir.
If not time to comply and to be recorded.
Thank you.
Our next case is also on page 6. Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr., case number BE 23080070. Property address 17 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard. Owner Thor Gallery at Beach Place LLC in care of Ryan LLC Davina Tavares. Notice delivered via personal service to assistant property manager on 9/18/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Good morning, Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. presented on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. This case was first inspected on August 4, 2023, where the following violation was found. Section 28-155 parentheses A-F. The existing fire backflow prevention device has not been tested for the subsequent recertification as per City of Fort Lauderdale Municipal Code of Ordinances, Chapter 25-153, 28-155. As a result, a final notice was mailed out to the owner listed on BCPA records on 8/4/2023. Reinspection conducted on 9/12/2023 revealed the violation to remain, and the case was scheduled for this special magistrate hearing on that date. Pre-hearing inspection conducted on 10/17/2023, and a check of the BSI system revealed that the violation remains with no change. Other than the initial contact with the assistant property manager when I posted the notice of hearing, there has been no further communication reference to this violation. City is requesting 42 days for compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
Okay. Finding of fact, 42 days within which to comply, $50 thereafter.
Property address 20 West Las Olas Boulevard. Owner Las Olas Riverfront LP. Case number BE 23080046. Notice posted at the property on 9/18/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. presented on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. The case was first inspected on August 2nd, 2023, where the following violation was found. Section 28-155, parentheses A-F. The existing fire backflow prevention device has not been tested for the subsequent recertification as per City of Fort Lauderdale Municipal Code of Ordinances, Chapter 25-153, 28-155. As a result, a final notice was mailed out to the owner listed on BCPA records on that date. Reinspection conducted on 9/12/2023 revealed the violation to remain, and the case was scheduled for the special magistrate hearing on that date. Pre-hearing inspection conducted on 10/17/2023, and a check of the BSI system revealed that the violation remains with no change. I have had no contact with anybody representing this property. City is requesting 42 days to comply or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
Okay, finding of fact, 42 days to comply, $50 thereafter.
Moving on to page 7, property address 3000 Northeast 30th Place, owner Claridge Homes 3000 Waterside LP, case number BE23070294, notice posted at the property on 9/19/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. presented on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. This case was first inspected on 7/27/2023, where the following violations were found. Violation 9-1D. Any violation of the Florida Building Code shall be a violation of this section and punishable as provided for in this section. There is construction work at this property that was started or completed without obtaining the required permits, consisting of, but not limited to, chain link fence without a permit. Violation 47-19.5.E.7 is complied. Inspection report was mailed out to the owner listed on BCPA records on 7/27/2023. Re-inspections were conducted on 8/28, 9/19, 9/28, and a pre-hearing inspection on 10/17/2023. Check of the system revealed that the violation remains. No permits have been applied for in reference to the fence. There has been no contact with anybody representing this property. City is requesting 91 days or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
Okay, finding of fact, 91 days to comply, $50 thereafter if not timely complied.
Moving on to page 9, Inspector Preston Mark, property address 900 Northeast 18th Ave, 1201, owner Maria F. Messia, case number BE23060113, notice posted at the property on 9/26/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Inspector Preston Mark, presenting case number BE23060113, property address as read. These are expired permits related to this property, as stated in the agenda. The city is requesting 42 days to comply or $50 a day thereafter.
Okay. What was it again? How many days?
42 days.
42 days, $50 thereafter if not timely complied.
Oh, sorry. Property address 1521 Northwest 6th Ave, owner Jorge Olmo, case number BE23060086, notice posted at the property on 9/19/23, posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Inspector Preston Mark presenting for the city, case BE23060086, property address as read. These are expired permits related to this property, stated in today's agenda. I spoke with the owner, who is in the process of hiring a contractor to address these violations. The city is, however, requesting a 42 days to comply and $50 a day thereafter.
Your Honor, if I could just amend that for the inspector's request for a couple of reasons. I would suggest a $100 daily fine. One, the property owner isn't here, and two, the expired permits were after the fact permits for renovations. So they did the work, they obtained a permit, they let that permit expired, and now we're back again with an expired permit for work that was done who knows when, without a permit, still without a permit, and they're not here.
Okay, Inspector, that's fine, right?
No objection to that.
Okay, so 42 days within which to comply, $100 per day if not timely complied. Good catch.
Okay, moving on to page 11. Page 11, property address 5910 Northeast 28th Ave. Owner Tara S. Yodelson. Case number BE 23050191. Notice posted at the property on 9/26/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Preston Mark. Inspector Preston Mark, presenting for the city, case BE 23050191. Okay. Property address as read. These are expired permits related to this property, as stated in today's agenda. The city is requesting 42 days to comply, or $50 a day thereafter.
Okay, 42 days to comply and $50 thereafter as requested.
Our next case, property address 6501 Northwest 12th Ave. Case number BE 23050188. Owner Colt South Florida LP, in care of Equus Capital Partners Ltd. Notice posted at the property on 9/26/23. Posted at City Hall 10/5/23.
Inspector Preston Mark, presenting for the city, case number BE 23050188. Property address as read. These are expired permits related to this property, as stated in today's agenda. The city is requesting 42 days to comply and $50 a day thereafter.
Okay, as requested, 42 days to comply, $50 thereafter, if not time to comply.
Moving on to page 12, hearing to impose fines. Property address 101 Southeast 23rd Street. Owner Bunkhouse Holdings LLC. Case number BE 23020162. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 8/17/23. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,100, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
But you, okay.
Agreed.
That's not the one you want an extension for.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's the one.
It is the one you want. Oh, well, you have to request
Okay.
the extension. I'm sorry.
So, Building Inspector Preston Mark for the city, presenting case number and address as read. I spoke with the contractor who came here on behalf of the owner. However, he did not have a
Power of attorney.
power of attorney. As we are in the process, he's in the process of applying for the permits. The permits are in process. I have monitored this case for the past few weeks. I believe it should come in compliance shortly. So the city is requesting an extension of 91 days and suspension of the fines.
Okay, so ordered.
Okay, moving on to page 13 at the bottom. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 616 Northwest 10th Terrace. Owner Yacob Holding Inc., case number BE 22080065. This case was first heard on 7/20/23 to comply by 8/31/23. One section complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $350.
So, anybody coming?
No, no.
No, okay.
So ordered.
Okay.
So ordered.
Page 15, property address 2910 East Oakland Park Boulevard. Owner Claridge Homes 3000 Waterside LP. Didn't I already read this here? No? Case number BE 22050213. This case was first heard on 10/20/22 to comply by 12/1/22. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $15,900. The city is requested to vacate the previous order from 8/17/23 and reimpose fines to $1,275.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 16 at the bottom. Property address 515 Northeast 3rd Street. Owner M.L. Flagler Owner LLC. Case number BE 211-00356. This case was first heard on 4/14/22 to comply by 5/26/22. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $25,900. The city is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,275.
So ordered.
Page 18. Nope, that's closed. Page 19 at the top. 17 bottom. We did that. Page 19 at the top. Property address 2000 East Oakland Park Boulevard. Owner 2000 condo in care of Papa Lazaro. Case number BE 211-00101. This case was first heard on 2/17/22 to comply by 3/31/22. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines, $19,300. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
So ordered.
Okay, moving on to page 21. Case number BE 211-00160. We are withdrawing that case.
Okay.
Page 22. Property address 1404 Southeast 2nd Court. Case number BE 2305-0108. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti. This case was first heard on 9/21/23 to comply by 10/19/23. One section not complied at $50. And this case was ordered to reappear, and there are no respondents here.
Go figure. Go figure.
For that one, Jose Saragusti, building inspector from the city, presented the case number as read. The case is not complied. The case should be back as a Massey. And, well, it doesn't have any sense mandatory reappearance. No.
Yeah, Massey. That'll bring them back. Sorry.
So what's my ruling in this case?
It should still be reset as a Massey.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
Okay, that's fine. So ordered.
Page 23, property address 730 Northeast 5th Ave, owner 730 5th LLC, case number BE 2302-0144. This case was first heard on 8/17/23 to comply by 10/19/23. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to vacate the final order from 8/17/23.
So ordered.
Case number BE 2305-0135, property address 802 Southwest 29th Street, owner Melissa McGriff. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 7/20/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $250. The city, this was also in order to reappear, and no respondent here. The city is requesting to bring it back as a Massey.
So ordered.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, Special Magistrate, at this time, we would like to have all the cases that are listed on page 24 into the record as closed or withdrawn.
Approved.
Thank you. This concludes our October 19, 2023 Special Magistrate hearing for the Building Division.
Thanks, everybody.